Michael, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Ready, set, go.
So what's a record prediction for next year? 10-7.
Have to ask, is it finally your year?
I hope so, man.
I hate cheeseheads, and I just don't like it.
Where are you from?
I'm from Illinois.
Oh, okay. Go! Then you see you're getting a warm welcome from Packers fans.
First QB I'm excited for since McNair, so we'll see.
Former Raven, Steve McNair. What is it like having an event of this scale and size coming to this small town, man?
Honestly, being born here, it's pretty special to see how far it's came over the years. Mark Murphy has a lot to do with that. And what he's built here, I know obviously he's not going to be remembered for the Super Bowls because we only got one with him, but it's beautiful that his is his legacy and we're sending him out in such a beautiful way.
I want to see him draft someone young too, so they can have backup.
All right, and what about you? Who do you want the Eagles to draft?
I haven't really paid much attention to who the Eagles are going to draft. I'm more interested in where Ashton Genty's going.
What are your thoughts on the Dolphins, man?
They're the best team in the league.
Best team in the league. Any player you want?
Alec Ingold.
You want Alec Ingold again?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Why not? 2 Alec Ingolds is better than 1. Jaden Daniels, right now. Him or Jalen Hurts? Who's better?
Jaden Daniels.
I mean, Penix is our guy right now. I mean, we've got the best backup quarterback in the league, most expensive backup quarterback in the league.
Definitely.
But we're gonna see what happens. And I mean, Penix looked good half the rest of the year, but Cousins looked good the first half. We'll see what happens.
I love this whole fit. You got the hat, you got the chain and the mask.
Hold on, let me light you up. Oh,
there you go. The eyes light up in there. We'll be civil here. Who do you want to draft?
Anybody on defense?
I have not gotten the chance to make this tape yet, so I'm going to take the opportunity to stand with a Rams fan and say it. Not enough people are talking about them right now. I think they're a sleeper.
Thank you.
I think that they are way better than people give them credit for, and they gave the Eagles by far the best run for their money in the playoffs last year. So don't sleep on the Rams. Julio Jones, recently retired Julio Jones, man. Talk about how dominant Julio was. How good was he?
He was great. He should have showed up a little bit more in the Super Bowl, but hey, we're here now.
All right, any player you want?
Any player we want? Carter.
Carter?
For sure,
I don't
yeah.
think he's fallen that far. But
I don't think he is, but I hope we trade up.
I'll ask you about J.J. McCarthy. What are your thoughts?
Thoughts? I was kind of skeptical with him coming from Michigan. He didn't throw it a ton. They had 2 great running backs that they could just run it with. But I think we got to play him. We traded up to get him last year. So I think we just got to trust him and see what he has.
How old are you?
11.
You were were you even born when Peyton was on the team?
No.
That makes me feel very old.
I just got to say, these are, in my opinion, the best throwback jerseys in the NFL, and you got the sweater under that. So this is a great fit. Texans fan, I think this is going to be one of the hardest to spot here. So what do you think about your fan base being so weak?
Oh, it's not that weak. We're pretty
that weak?
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for next year?
A good playoff winning team. Hopefully make the AFC Championship, but
I like CJ Stroud. I'll tell you, he was my fantasy quarterback this year. He was awful.
A corner? I think we need a corner safety. But receivers, just it'd be fun, but not what we need.
But think about how much it would help J.J. McCarthy having Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, Matthew Golden, T.J. Hawkinson. Great, but you're right. Corner's a much bigger
You
need.
could draft a guard. I think that would help J.J. McCarthy more than Golden would.
We're not gonna win next year. We're not gonna win.
Ever?
Yeah.
Last year, when Josh and I did this challenge, the only team that I did not find that gave Josh the win was the New Orleans Saints. And here I am on day 1 with 2 Saints fans. Oh! Thank you for showing up here.
Yes.
And I'm very glad to see you. How you guys liking the draft so far here in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's awesome. Love to see the turnout. There's lots to do. Getting my steps in. Yeah, a lot to see. Excited for the draft tonight.
I hope you're treating Mike McDonald well. We still love him.
oh yeah, for sure.
But how you feeling about Seattle?
I like the team a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You think you guys are going in the right direction? You guys lost a lot, but you guys also gained a lot. It's going to be a very different team next year. Yeah. So how do you feel about it?
I like it. I like the way we're going.
I love Joe Flacco, but I don't know. This in 2025. Joe Flacco?
I'm picking him first overall in my fantasy league. Joe Flacco.
You guys know what defense is.
Our owner does not, and our general manager and our coach. But we got the best offense in the league, besides our O-line. We got Chase, best receiver.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He's a baller, and he owns us. Michael was talking about New Orleans, all right? I beat Michael last year 32-31. My 32nd team was Jacksonville You are in my first half this year. I am knocking Jacksonville off the board. I will not have to worry about them on day 2 or day 3. There are reports you guys are interested in trading up to 2. I mean, how are you feeling?
Crazy. I mean, I think Ashton Genty, Mason Graham, maybe Will Johnson.
I'd like to see Stroud year 3, see if he comes back around to that performance of the first year. And then I think losing 2 of your top offensive weapons for a good chunk of games always hurts. I'd like to see if everyone stays healthy, what it looks like.
You just said it to me before we started filming. There's only like 7 of you guys around here, so I'm glad I found a Panthers fan. Anybody you want to pick at 8?
Yeah, everything's looking like Walker from Georgia is going to be the edge rusher, so I'm fine with that, either that or wide receiver, but I don't think any of them will go that high.
Steelers fan. I had to knock you off the list. I didn't want to talk to a Steelers fan, but I had to. How are we feeling, though? All kidding aside, how are you feeling about Pittsburgh right now? Who do you want your quarterback to be?
Anybody but Aaron.
Anyone but Aaron.
Anyone but Aaron.
I actually like the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hate the Steelers, but I like the city of Pittsburgh.
I've been to Baltimore a bunch of times. I like Baltimore. I've wandered through Baltimore. I've done a bunch of things in Baltimore, and I enjoy Baltimore. It's a nice city. Do I like the Ravens? No, of course not.
Part of the strategy in the scavenger hunt is I kind of try and avoid the fan bases I've seen a lot of Lions, so I'm kind of avoiding them, trying to look, but then I realized I'm about halfway through. Yep. Let's just knock the Lions off the board. So, were you at the draft last year?
I was not, no.
You were not. So you were not at the Detroit draft.
No, I was not.
But you're at the Green Bay draft.
Exactly.
Explain.
Just coming from my hometown, only 2 hours away. Detroit's a little farther, so why not show up with Lions gear at Packers Place?
One of those teams that are in the range to draft a skill position. Do you think you're going to get a receiver or running back?
I'm really hoping so. We need it.
What do you want?
Either Ted or Golden.
I think it is going to be Golden. I feel like there's a lot of love there. Texas, you guys had him for the top 30 visit, pro day visit, combine visit. So you really hit the trifecta there. I think that's who you're going to draft.
I think we just got to go with Will Campbell and get that O-line going. I mean, we can't get the offense going without the offensive line, so we got to start from the bottom. Let's go.
And I think you will go Will Campbell. We'll find out. This video will be posted after the draft, so either I'm right or I'm going to look terrible, but I think you will go Will Campbell.
I think so, too. Get the power back and do that in round 2, round 3, get another receiver, too.
Tell me how much you love Bo Nix.
Bo Nix can have my babies.
I will actually stand up for your fan base for a second because I think a lot of people think that this is a tougher fan base to find than it is. It's not the easiest, but there are fan bases that are tougher. People think the Chargers are no fans. Let me tell you which fan bases are harder to find. The Saints, the Cardinals, the Jaguars, much harder than the Chargers. But your team, you have the other Harbaugh brother. Yep. How you feel about the Chargers?
I think we're going to do good this year in the draft. I think we'll do good.
Any expectations for next year? How you feeling?
I think wild card at worst.
Mark Sanchez, butt fumble aside. I mean, talking about top 2 franchise quarterbacks, and to be honest, he's not 2. He's not 2.
That's a sad statement, but it's also an accurate statement.
We got some Giants fans here. Giants picking 3rd tonight. You guys want Abdul Carter or Shedeur Sanders?
I want Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, edge rusher. Yep. Okay. What are your expectations next year with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston at quarterback?
Better than last year.
San Francisco 49ers.
Bang, bang.
You guys are in actually a really interesting spot where you have talent, but you have a lot of holes. How do you feel about you guys next year? What's the confidence level?
I feel pretty good. I mean, we got a couple more years at least. As long as we take like some sort of lineman in this draft, we'll be good.
Our final interview of the first day of the NFL draft, I have found maybe the best outfit that I have had so far. Look at this mask. Got the full Boltman here, the full uniform. The Chargers picking 22nd today. Who do you want to draft?
Colston Loveland. That's
Colston
what I'm
Loveland?
hoping for.
Want to get Harbaugh's guy.
Yeah, Harbaugh's guy. If he's not there, they're going to go either guard or probably D-tackle.
Starting with the Colts, last night, in my opinion, y'all got the best player at your biggest position of need. Thoughts on Tyler Warren?
As my alma mater is also Penn State.
Player. He's the best player. He's
I love him.
I'm sorry. I love you. Sorry. Have a good night.
Tyler Warren.
He's better than the
guy the Bears drafted.
The Bears drafted.
Got our Jaguars fan here. Thoughts on Travis Hunter?
It was kind of a surprise for them to make that big of a jump, but it was really nice to see because we need a wide receiver and a cornerback. He can do both. The only thing that I'm skeptical on is how long is he going to be able to play both positions.
Right away, when I saw that Tyler Warren was still on the board, I went, why did we do that?
Right.
But then I went back in, saw draft analysis, and I was like, no, he's going to be solid. He's from Michigan, so he's a lot closer than Penn State. So maybe with the cold weather in Michigan, he's going to be just fine in Chicago.
Ashton Genty is a Raider. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, he was the guy that I wanted. Was a little nervous that somebody was going to maybe trade up to 5 or 4 to maybe get him, but was feeling pretty good at 6 when he was still available. We desperately needed a running back, and he sounds like the best running back to come out since Saquon Barkley.
Luke, the Cardinals fan, Walter Nolan was the pick last night. What do we think?
I'm all right with it. I was looking for a DB, but I'm 100% okay with the pick.
Rams traded out of the first round and got a haul. Got a first-round pick for next year. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Originally, I was like, oh, man, they traded away their pick. But then after I saw what they actually got, I was like, okay, that's fair.
You from around here?
I'm not. I'm from Dallas.
Okay, all right. Well, actually, the question still stands. How'd you become a Chiefs fan?
I'm a Taylor Swift fan.
I love the whole fit. You guys are really going all out here, even in the rain. Absolutely. I'll ask you first. What do you think about this atmosphere in Green Bay?
Green Bay is fantastic. Any football fan, if you are a true football fan, this is where you got to be. Bills Mafia till I die, but Lambeau is pretty amazing. It's majestic.
So I'll ask you, as a Packers fan, what have your expectations been met or shattered or fallen short of what you thought Lambeau could do to host this event?
No, I think Green Bay did a really good job. I mean, I've been coming up here since, I was a kid, so this has been years in the making, but with all the space and the amenities and everything, there was no doubt in my mind that Green Bay would be able to be a good host for this. There's a lot of room. I know the weather is not the greatest, but it's an NFL experience, and I'm just happy to be here.
You found a local fan, but he's a Dolphins fan. So I'm going to ask you here, why?
Well, I was a big Ace Ventura fan, and Dan Marino was in the movie, caught my eye, and from that point on, Dolphins.
Got a Lions fan here. What's your record prediction for next year?
18-0.
When I think of the Saints, I think of a great home field. I do. But you know what else I've noticed? Because this is the third draft we went to. You guys don't travel. Why?
I'm from Wisconsin, so I didn't travel either. I did travel across the state, though.
Titans have found themselves their franchise quarterback. What do you think about Cam Ward?
Well, he's going to need some offensive linemen and a few wide receivers, but he's got the stuff.
So is that what you want to pick tonight, O-line or receiver?
And I'm also a lover of defense, and I want a big defensive end, too.
And then there were 4, Philadelphia, the defending champs.
Yep.
I can't imagine you're feeling anything other than incredibly confident.
Yeah, I've just been consistently happy since February. I woke up a little hungover that Super Bowl morning, and then we kind of just beat them so bad that I was just like, I've been smiling. I've had some rocky days at work here and there, but I just remember we won the Super Bowl, and life's pretty good.
Your fans on social media, incredibly toxic. In person, by a mile, the nicest fan base I've ever interacted with.
Yeah, Twitter brings out the worst in people, I
Very
think.
true.
There's nothing like a Bills Mafia tailgate. They'll take you in.
And again, genuinely nice people.
So we got our 2 Niners fans here rebuilding the defense. That seems to be the real priority.
We seen that.
You
we got that Mikael Williams, I think, and the other one, linebacker.
Found my Jets fan here. Is this a Brett Favre Jets jersey?
I'm a Packers fan, outstanding Packers fan.
Does
but
this
the Jets
count
are
then?
Close backup.
Does this count?
He said he's a Jets
Broadway
fan,
Joel.
yeah.
Broadway Joel.
Broadway Joe Namath, okay.
68, 69 Super Bowl, that's what it's all about.
There you go. What do you think about the Jets drafting O-line in the first round?
I love the Jets, but we're horrible. We got to get a new administration in there that can make decisions and really let's drive a winning team. Because you know what, Aaron, you can't do it, bro. You didn't pull it off. We got to get something better in there. We got to change the culture. We got to get strong.
There you go.
Strong-minded as well. Get rid of that administration.
Repping the greatest franchise of them all. The strategy that I had is now gone because this was the last easy one to find. Now it's down to 2 difficult ones. But the Ravens flock, I've loved our draft so far. How are you feeling?
Very good, very good. I'm very happy with who we've drafted and excited to see them next season.
Commanders, what were your thoughts on the pick?
It's not too bad, but I want a running back. That's what I really want. I don't think Austin Eckler's our guy.
I really think that the Cardinals are a sleeper playoff team next year. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, going to every year with, reasonable expectations. Expect Kyler have a good year. I've always been a Kyler truther, so hoping that really, really shows out this year and proves the haters wrong.
It's down to him finding a Raider fan and me finding a Panthers fan. Whatever happens first is your winner.
Let's get to the pick.
Raiders.
No!
The first pick of the 2025
Oh my God.
No.
The Detroit Lions select Miles Frazier, guard LSU.
Oh, there's the LSU guard, Frazier. I have a question. I'm doing a scavenger hunt competition for YouTube against him. You're the last fan I need for me to win.
No!
Can I interview you for 30 seconds? It's against him.
No!
Let's go. What's your name?
You're about to win!
YouTube.
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 NFL Draft Scavenger Hunt winner. I am Mike Komarski. I've come back. Josh beat me 32-31 last year. I'm beating him 32-31 this year. The Raiders, I love the Devontae Adams here. I love the chain. How are we feeling here in Green Bay?
Good.
I'm feeling good too. What's your Raiders record prediction for next year?
11 and 5.
Wow.
11-6.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about Geno Smith?
Yeah.
You like him?
He's good.
Great. Okay. That's it.
Just call me the Falcons.
Choke.
Yeah. And what sucks is because of the way we do it, we designate times for it. I have seen plenty of Panthers fans.
So have I.
There are other fan bases.
I have seen Panthers fans while we were able to do it, and I'm
sure I have too. I just back when I wasn't looking earlier.
When I interviewed the Commanders fan, there was a Panthers fan right next to me.